Hey everyone. The Sphinx is a mythical creature with a human head and the body of a lion. In Greek mythology, the Sphinx also had the wings of an eagle. Some scholars believe that this name comes from the Greek word for squeeze, a reference to how lions kill their prey by taking the back of the animal's neck in their jaws and squeezing until the animal is killed. Today, let's know about the Great Sphinx of Giza through the centuries. Let's start the video, but before that, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like this video. Historians think that this word comes from an ancient Egyptian word that meant living image. This is a reference to the Great Sphinx of Giza, which was carved in place from living stone rather than being transported and assembled in pieces. The Sphinx is Egypt's oldest monumental sculpture. Its face is thought to be a representation of the pharaoh Khafre, who ruled Egypt from approximately 2560 BC to 2535 BC. This Old Kingdom pharaoh of the 4th dynasty was responsible for the second largest of Giza's pyramids. The Pyramid of Khafre is 448 feet tall and was built to house Khafre's sarcophagus. Dozens of statues were made in his image, and more statues have been found of him than of any other Old Kingdom pharaoh. Some Egyptologists say that the Sphinx was actually created by a lesser-known pharaoh named Djedefre, who was the half-brother of Khafre and the son of Khufu, who built the Great Pyramid of Giza. Others claim that the Sphinx was commissioned by Khufu himself. The Sphinx is thought to be over 4,550 years old. This famous limestone statue was originally chiseled in place out of bedrock. In subsequent years, limestone blocks were used for restoration purposes. The original name for the Sphinx has been lost. 1,000 years after it was built, Egyptians called it by the name of their sun god. 1,000 years after that, Greeks began calling it the Sphinx. A few centuries after its construction, shifting sands buried the Sphinx up to its shoulders. Thutmose IV arranged for a team to excavate the statue's front paws around the time that he became a pharaoh. During the New Kingdom, the Sphinx was deified and worshipped as god Horus. Eventually, a cult grew up around it, and temples were built nearby. Amenhotep II ordered a temple to be built nearby in honor of the sun god. The dream's tale commissioned by Thutmose IV when he became pharaoh in 1401 BC refers to the Great Sphinx of Giza as Hor-em-Akhet, or Horus of the Horizon. This 15-ton granite block rests between the front legs of the Sphinx and originally served as the back wall of a small temple. The Sphinx was excavated a second time by Ramesses II the Great. Over time, and with the influence from other regions, the god Horus morphed into Horon. Even after this reimagining of their falcon god, Egyptians continued to associate the Great Sphinx of Giza with this popular deity. For a long while, the Sphinx was referred to locally by the name of Horon. The worship of Haron died out around the time of the Persian conquest in 525 BC, but Egyptians continued to venerate the Sphinx. During the Middle Ages, it was believed to be a talisman that held the desert at bay and controlled the all-important flood cycle of the Nile. In Greek mythology, the Sphinx was a terribly dangerous creature with the head of a woman, the body of a lion, the wings of an eagle, and sometimes the tail of a serpent. It should be noted that the Greeks always wrote of the Sphinx as a foreign creature, often one that came from the regions around the Nile. She was sent by the gods to punish those who had displeased them. She would devour men who failed to solve her riddles. In some tales, she plagued the city of Thebes. In others, she guarded its gates. Anyone who wished to pass must answer her riddle, and those that failed would be devoured. Ancient Greeks regarded the Sphinx as a fascinating historical artifact. The statue was excavated in the 1st century when Tiberius Claudius Balbillus was governor of Egypt and eventually became a popular tourist destination. A massive staircase nearly 40 feet wide was constructed to give visitors a superior view of the Sphinx. It seems that some of the statue's original coloring may have been survived those 2,500 years. Retaining walls around the Sphinx were restored in 166 AD and it was still visible in 200 AD. Following the fall of Rome, the statue was once again engulfed by sand. Ancient Egyptian gods and the statue itself were still worshipped through the Roman occupation and even into medieval times. Popular myth says that the Sphinx lost its nose to cannon fire in 1798 when Napoleon invaded Egypt. In reality, the nose disappeared centuries earlier. Contemporary pieces of art also depict the statue without a nose. Art sketched by the Dane Frederick Louis Norden in 1737 also shows the Sphinx without a nose. The nose was deliberately destroyed by Muhammad Saim al-Dahir. The Sufi Muslim al-Dahir was outraged that local peasants were making offerings to the Sphinx. Therefore, he defaced the statue by removing the nose and damaging the ears. He was later executed for vandalism. Archaeological inspections of the Sphinx confirm that the nose appears to have been removed deliberately using chisels and rods. The Sphinx became a popular tourist destination again in the 1800s after it was once again excavated in 1817 to reveal its chest and paws. The Sphinx was repaired in 1930 to restore portions of the headdress that had been lost to erosion in the 1920s. Further restorations were done to the base and body of the statue in the 1980s and 90s. It remains one of the most popular tourist attractions in the world, with roughly 4 million people visiting the Sphinx each year and baffling people to this day. Well, that's it for today. I hope you're liking Nerdies Discoveries. Can't wait for the next video to learn more and be fascinated about. See you on the next. Bye.